A car bomb near the Australian embassy in Indonesia has left 7 people dead. More than 100 were injured. A Brooklyn priest is recovering this morning after a brutal beating. It happened yesterday in Bushwick. Despite the alarming new evidence of a possible terror attack, Lady Liberty is set to reopen her doors this morning. It will be the first time since 9/11. Patty Smith-Barrett live for us on Liberty Island with preview. Patty. Told you about John Muller throwing out the first pitch at the Mets game.
I mean, that ball came in at least 42 miles an hour.
Is anybody listening?
And I'm lefty, too.
There you go.
I could be like the middle relief guy, just to come in and get one batter out.
The bullpen is awaiting John Muller. Beats Candlestick Park, where you were so cold you couldn't do anything.
The coldest, windiest place in the whole world.
Horrible.
All right, let's check out the roads.
And besides, the Mets were always losing there.
You got it.
Let's talk about when you grew up, because a lot of people know you as being John Gotti's daughter,
Yes.
and I know it wasn't always easy for you growing up a Gotti daughter. When did you first realize who your father was in the eyes of the rest of the world?
You know, it's funny because growing up, we grew up very poor.
The Donald is famous for his objection to handshakes.
Except,
name one other, except for all of us, except for family. Name one other person, a very, very wealthy man who did not like to shake hands either.
Howard Hughes.
Very good.
Very good, Lynne.
What an honor,
Thank you.
really.
Thank you.
Thank
True privilege.
Yes. I'll never wash this hand again. Never washing my Thank you.
All right, tomorrow on the WB11 Morning News stars Carmen Electra and Sarah Ferguson.
There's some grapes.
I don't know. I don't think there's much to do. I don't think there's actually. I don't know if you can. Something's going to get hurt here. I know that.
All right.
There's nothing actually. The final catch should have been actually in the teapot or something.
Let's talk about your book. You got a new book out.
A book? I thought you were a magician. I thought you did a magic show and a juggling show. What would you be doing writing a book?
Welcome.
Good morning.
Thank for waking up with us. You are awake, I assume.
I am wide awake.
All righty. We're going to get to it with the books that you enjoy reading for this summer.
Did you ever want to wake up in bed with a stranger? Just kidding. Do you know what your dreams mean? Well, David Loaf, author of Dream Coaching, is here. He is my stranger. He's going to let us in on some dream secrets of his own.
Good morning,
Welcome.
Lynne.
Thanks for playing around with us
It's
in
a pleasure.
bed.
You're watching the WB11 Morning News with Lynne White.
I don't know what girls want, but women?
What do women
That's
want?
a different story.
What do women want?
Civil rights advocates continue to challenge America's handling of detainees at Camp X-Ray in Cuba. Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld is standing firm. He claims the treatment is humane and appropriate. The grief in New York is being met by tough resolve in Washington. President Bush hosting a list of international leaders, all to rally support for his war on terrorism.
We're looking at this live right now. Okay. Both towers now completely destroyed of the World Trade Center.
And then I've got the Daily News here, and it's war.
We were talking about the Palestinian children dancing in the streets. Where did that come from, that level of hatred and defiance against this country? Now, you think about your children.
Right.
What will their perspective be as they're growing up because of what they've witnessed in their own backyards?
They're changed.
You got downstairs, what did you see?
There were bodies and body parts.
Osama bin Laden missing. Do you think he's escaped over the border into Pakistan?
I think he probably has.
The airliner that came down was leaving JFK, going to the Dominican Republic. Several people on board, 255 people on board. That plane crashed 5 miles away from the airport. No word on any kind of a fatality list. We're assuming that it is large.
I think you're going to find some mixed situations out there.
And I think you said that as well. We have to keep in mind that this is the commemoration of Veterans Day, so that's kept a lot of people at home as well. But folks, you know, tend to be, when they see something like this on television, following what we've all gone through, there's a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and I think that's going to continue. And this may, even if it is not a terrorist attack, certainly feed into.
I agree.
The Lower East Side, First Street and the Bowery, a place where hopelessness and despair live side by side, where the homeless walk the streets by day and shelter in dirty and dangerous welfare hotels by night, a place where drugs and poverty rule the turf.
You ever heard of a base house, a gallery? That's what it is.
In fact, that is exactly what we found when we took our cameras inside undercover.
Just about everyone that was up there was doing crack, buying crack, selling crack,
or exchanging money for crack.
But it wasn't just crack that was found in the Palace Hotel. 1 floor up on the 3rd floor stairwell, our cameras captured yet another horror. Junkies getting their heroin fixes in a shooting gallery. Keep in mind that this is a hotel that the city uses to house the homeless. It is partly paid for with your tax dollars.
Do you know what goes on here?
You don't mind if I do this for you?
You do that, it's going to be on the air live.
I don't give a damn. You come in here, you stick this stupid thing in my face.
Can we sit down and talk to you?
You sit down without that. When you come in and play games like that, I play games.
You allow women to come in here?
No, I don't. I know he is. And if I find something to hit him with...
Do you know that there are women living here? Do you know that there are drug deals going on in here? Do you know that there are people in here shooting up heroin, smoking crack?
Madam, you know the people on your station smoke heroin, smoke crack, shoot it up, and you're not going to publish that part of it anyhow because you're full of a whole bunch of you. Now get the hell out of here.
You're the manager. You're responsible for allowing this to happen in some ways.
Madam, I am not the mayor of New York. He's responsible, if you want to put technically that way.
That's a private operation, and if there are illegal activities taking place there, I will try to end them.
But the problems that we found at the Palace Hotel, that is owned by the 1970 Realty Corporation, are problems that we are told have been ongoing for the last 4 years. With